All right, welcome back. So we're discussing example 3 using the order of operations. Now, just as a reminder, the first thing, right, there's a little saying I always like to say. It's, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so please excuse my dear. If we take the first letter of each one of the words, it helps us remember the order of operation. So P, that is for parentheses. E is for exponents. M and D, can you guess it? It's for multiplication and division, just going from left to right. A and S is addition and subtraction. So this is just talking about the order in which we're supposed to do mathematical operations to get the right answer. So let's go ahead, parentheses first, then you do exponents, multiplication and division, followed by addition and subtraction. All right, let's go ahead and apply the order of operations to this first problem here. So what do I see? I see some addition. There's a parenthesis but raised to an exponent, but this is only here because of that -7. Here we have some parentheses and an exponent. So the order of operations says we are supposed to do what first? Yes, the parentheses. So I'm going to rewrite everything else, and I'm just going to do that one thing. Okay, 4 plus 2 is 6 to the -2. All right, now I'm going to simplify. So here we have exponents, right? We know anything raised to the 0 power is just 1. So I'm going to rewrite the 2 plus and -7 to the 0 power is 1. And then what do we have? We have a negative exponent, right? So whenever we have a negative, that just means, hey, if that number's in the top of the fraction, let's go ahead and flip it down to the bottom. So it's going to be 1/6 squared. All right, now we just need to simplify this. I am going to, so I know this is 36. I could have write 6 squared is the same thing as 6 times 6, which is 36. So I'm going to just add these. 2 plus 1 is 3. Minus 136 there. So we just need to combine like terms. I'm going to make this 1, and the common denominator between 1 and 36 would be 36. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 36. 3 times 36, I am not sure. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 108. So we got 108 over 36 minus 136, and that equals 107/36. So, yeah, that's going to be our answer, or this is probably going to be 2, and because we only took 1 away, so it's going to be 35/36. So the improper fraction and the mixed number. All right, all right. Okay. Let's try another one. Okay, let's go on to B. Order of operations. So what do we see? What do we do first? Yes, the parentheses. We're only going to do that one thing. I'm going to rewrite everything else. So 5 minus 6 minus 4 is 2 raised to the -3rd power plus. Okay, now we just have these exponents. These are parentheses, but there's kind of work we had to do in the parentheses. Here, this is not, there's no work. It's just, this parentheses just because this is a -2. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this. That negative means we're going to drop it down, 2 to the 3rd, plus -2 to the 0 power, that is 1. Okay, I'm going to simplify this exponent here. 5 minus 1/2 to the 3rd. Is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. So now we're adding and subtracting. I'm going to add these two numbers, 5 plus 1, which is 6. Okay, and then I want to get a common denominator, so it's going to have to be 8. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 8. I'm going to go over here. 6 times 8 is 48. Over 8 times 1 is 8 minus 1/8. And now that we have a common denominator, we just subtract the numbers on top. 48 minus 1 is 47/8, or 8 goes in there 5 times, because 5 times 8 is 40, and then there'd be 7 left over, 7/8. All right, so there is our answer. Perfect. Okay, now I want to give you a chance to solve these problems. How about you go ahead and try C and D on your own. Here's my friend, the pause dragon, coming in, reminding you to pause your device. Go ahead and work out C and D. When you get done, press play and we'll talk about them together. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, let's see how you did. So we have order of operations, got to do parentheses, right? So 3 plus 2 is 5. I just rewrite everything else. Okay, now we have to do exponents. We know 5 to the 0 power is 1, so that leaves us. I'm just rewriting this. You always want to show your work, so make sure you're showing all your work and you're writing down everything I'm writing down. If you're not writing it down how it looks like on mine, then I really need you to go ahead and erase what you have and then write what I have. Perfect. Okay, so plus, we have this negative exponent, which just means that it's going to, we're going to flip this to 1 over 2 to the first, which is just the same thing as 2. Okay, so now we're just adding and subtracting. 10 minus 1 is 9 plus 1/2, which is just 9 1/2, right? Or as an improper fraction, that would be 2 times 9, which is 18, plus 1 is 19 over 2. So if you got both of those answers, great job. Let's see how you did on D. Okay. So we don't have any parentheses besides this holding that negative number, so we're just going to go into exponents. 15 plus negative 6 to the 0 power is just 1. Minus, we have that negative exponent, so we're going to make it 1 over. It's going to flip down, and now it's positive, right? So I'm just going to simplify this exponent. We got 15 plus 1 minus 1. 3 squared is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is 9. So we have 16 minus 1/9. Which, if we only take 1/9, we know that the answer is going to be 15 and 8/9, right? Or, if we want to put it into an improper fraction, because you're just taking 1/9 away from 16, which means you'd be left with 15 and 8/9. Let's put it into an improper fraction. 15 times 9 goes 9 times 15. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 4 is 13. So 9 times 15 is 135, and then we'd have to add the 8 to it. And that would be 143. 143/9. So if you got that right, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's go down, and how about you try E, F, G, and H, okay? So here's my friend, the pause dragon, reminding you to pause your device. Go ahead and work out E, F, G, and H. When you get done, press play, and we'll talk about them together. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, let's see how you did. So what do we have here? We have parentheses. Ooh, we have this number outside the parentheses. That is okay. That just means, yeah, we just have to do the order of operations. So first we have to, what do we have to do? What do we have to do? We have to do the parentheses, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this. 8 take away 2 is 6. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. I love it. Okay, plus, here we have that negative exponent, right? So it's going to be 1 over 4 squared. Now we're going to do the exponents. So this means 6 times 6 raised to the 0 power. Order of operations states we have to do the exponents first. So we're just doing 6 to the 0th power, which is 1. So I'm rewriting this 6 times 1. All of this right here 6 to the 0 power, that becomes that one. And this 6 multiplied by whatever this is remains there. Okay, so hopefully you got that right. If not, go ahead and change your work. And 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. 6 times 1, we got to do that multiplication. We have 6 plus 1/16, which is just 6 and 1/16. Or, as an improper fraction, we go 16 times 6, 16 times 6, and then you add the 1, right? 6 times 6 is 36. Carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So that's 96 plus 1 would be 97/16. So if you got that one right, awesome, awesome. Let's see how you did on F. Okay, so we got a lot of negative exponents. How exciting. All right, so we're going to flip this down to the bottom of the fraction. So it's going to be 1 over 2 squared plus, and the same thing here, 1 over -4 to the first power, and that's just the same thing as -4. Okay, I'm going to do these exponents right here. 2 squared is the same thing as 2 times 2, which is 4. And this 1 over -4 can just be written as -1/4. And 1/4 minus 1/4 is 0. I love it when that happens, where we start with this and then we end up with 0. So simple. So if you got that one right, woohoo, good job. Okay, ooh, G looks like a doozy. Let's go ahead and figure it out. You can do it. All right. Let's see how you did. Okay, so we have to do exponents first, right? So we're going to do this one thing. 1 take away 4 would be -3 to the -2 power plus 9 to the -1 plus 12 to the 0 power. All right, now we got to do the exponents, right? Ooh, this one's tricky. Okay, so we have that -2. We have to do that exponents. We have this 3 outside the parentheses, which just means 3 times, and that's multiplication. So we have to wait until we're done with the exponents before we do the multiplication. So we're just doing this right here. This is the exponent. We have to do that first. So that 3 is on top of the fraction if I made this a fraction, right? So it's going to stay on top. And then this whole thing, because of that negative, goes down to the bottom. So we're left with -3 squared, except now it's positive when we flip it. And then we're going to move here. We're going to flip this one too. 9 to the first power positive, but we don't write it. 9 to the first power is just the same thing as 9. And then plus 12 to the 0 power, which is 1. Okay, now we just need to simplify this part here. -3 squared is -3 times -3, which is 9 plus 1/9 plus 1. Okay, I'm going to, I guess right here, I'll go right here. 3/9 plus 1/9, right, we're adding, that's 4/9 plus 1 is just the same thing as 1 and 4/9. Or if we change it to an improper fraction, 9 times 1, which is 9, plus 4, which is 13/9. And there we have it. If you got that one right, great job. That was a tough one. There was a lot of stuff there. If you didn't, go ahead and change your work so it looks just like mine. All right, on to the last one. Here we go. Oh, ooh, this one is so fun. Okay, we have to do this parentheses first, right? So I'm going to rewrite this 9 to the 0 power plus 64 times 3 plus 5 is 8 to the -2. Now we have to do the exponents. 9 to the 0th power is 1 plus, now this exponent, right, just like the last one, this 8 to the -2, that's only, this is the exponent. This means 64 times 8 to the -2 power. This -2 is only connected to this 8, and these are related through a multiplication. So we have to do the exponent first. So I just rewrite this 64, that stays on top, over, and then we flip this down, 8 to the +2. Oh, this one's gonna be fun, I can tell. Plus 64, and then we have to do the exponent. 8 squared is the same thing as 8 times 8, which is 64. I like this one. What do we have? We have to do the division. 64 divided by 64 is 1. We're left with 1 plus 1 equals 2. Oh my gosh, I just love it when it, like, all of this and it just ends up being 2. All right, so if you got all those right, yoka denki mashita, you did a wonderful job, and I'll see you at the next lesson. Good job, I'm so proud of you.